lesser even in the society, who were not even respected in the they were not just respected, outcasts in the society. So this is what Christ wants us to do. He wants us to be thinking and acting like the way he was behaving when he came to this world, where he was feeding people, where he was healing people, where he was caring for people, and that is like Madame said, selfless and providing services to the society. And that is what we needed to do. We do not need to act like the Corinthians wanted to do, bringing that secular standards into the church. No, that this is how we do it. You see, that is what led them to even going to court. We want somebody to offend against you. The secular world demands that go to court and go and seek your judgment or your justice. But Christ didn't do that. So he also expects us to do that. And I think once you do that, there will be no argument and there will be no divisions among us, because we will all be thinking the same way and the direction that Christ wanted us to do. You know, Christ was self-dying for us. So we are also supposed to do the same thing. We are to die for ourselves and others. Like Madame said, we should put somebody first instead of us. That is why Christ even said that if you love me, feed my sheep. And he said that love thy neighbor as what? Thyself. So if you don't do that and you put yourself ahead of everybody or the society or the church, then it means that you are not behaving like a servant of Christ. And that is what we are not encouraged to do. Yes.
So 1 Corinthians 4:1-2 speaks about us being stewards, servanthood. Still the emphasis on Christ's mind. A steward is one who has been entrusted with something to contain for a future use or for a future opportunity. Now, if we are stewards, what's the implication to us as Christians? What is it there for us to understand that our discharge for God's purpose is to have the mind of Christ, which includes a status describing you as a steward?
A steward is a caretaker. So in whatever that we do, whatever that we are, we should not forget that it is because of Christ. That is why we are. And so the way Christ sees others, we need to see others similarly. But of course, this is something that is against the natural mind. And so we need to pray for Christ himself to give us his mind so that we can be the kind of stewards that we need to be. Because definitely, once we are stewards, there is someone who will require of our hands our stewardship.
Thank you very much.
In addition to that, when somebody requires on our steward, then we should know that once we are steward, anything that we have doesn't belong to us. It belongs to somebody. So whatever step that you take, you know that person is going to call for accountability. And for that matter, we need to be very careful. And that is why Paul was so much.
Thank you very much. This lesson study is a lifestyle lesson study. When I read through it myself, I just said to myself, I see our true reflection of our faith, our journey. Yes. It's a lesson that we should have had more time to go through it. But we'll just do our best and see. And I think that it should fashion our life formation as Christians. I pray that we'll not only read and listen to it and see it as one of those documents that we are keeping as Seventh-day Adventists in our shelves, but it should be very tangible and practical. First, this lesson says a lifestyle that reflects the cross. What's all the cross about? And what's the lifestyle that should reflect it?
The cross symbolizes suffering, sacrifice, pain, and shame. So if we want that kind of lifestyle, if you say we have accepted Christ, then we should be willing to go through suffering because of the cross.
That's so deep.
Yeah, so like the Sabbath school is saying, the cross means that we need to do something for the cross. Apart from believing in the cross, not just believe and you come here, then every day you come and go, then it become ritual. No. It means that we need to do something for the cross. And that is why it's drawing our attention to the fact that we do not just come here because you said there should be no division, there should be no fashion. It means we will not do anything. It means we will not follow the leaders. We will not listen to them. We will not respect them. We need to respect leadership so that the leadership can lead us or give us the necessary direction or inspiration or aspiration for us to be able to carry on the cross as it is. The cross was to save us from our sins and lead us into our salvation. So once you do that, like we learned the previous Sabbath, we are supposed to also be stewards. So that is also entrusted to us by God. So we need to also translate that same thing to other people who also need it. And that is why Matthew 20 says, go ye. So we need to not sit down, but rather move. If you read this thing, let me just read something. He said, first, he indicates that it is God who set the standard for Christian leadership. So one that standard has been set for Christian leadership. The second one said that the father of the suffering is a trademark of a true Christian ministry. So if we believe in the cross and we believe that Christ has done for us on the cross, then this leadership direction we need to follow it so that we can make Christ very proud when he comes.
Thank you very much. I just want to read the last chapter of Friday's lesson from Paul, an admonition. 1 Corinthians 4:1-4. It says, I have applied all these things to myself and Apollos for your benefit, brothers, that you may learn by us not to go beyond what is written, that none of you may be puffed up in favor of one against another. Paul gives us a wonderful summary, and his concern in the summary that he gives is that commonness, that togetherness, that dissolution of cliques, that situation where we don't see this person is of this school,